Today. We're going to just talk today. We're going to talk about what's going on. Just had a ladybug land on me. See, got a ladybug. What does that say? Ooh, thank you for stopping by. Actually, there's a whole bunch of them up here. Under this umbrella, I opened it up and there was a whole bunch. How is everyone doing on this beautiful day? Like, today is so beautiful, and according to the weather, it's literally going to be the last warm day for a minute. So, yes, I said I'm going to take advantage of this. And I was sitting outside, grounding myself, getting myself centered, and then I realized how much the airplanes were not being overwhelming because of all of this, the the airline cutback, how they're cutting back on the flights, the airline flights. Well, it is definitely showing, it is definitely quieter around here, because you know how I say I live under the airplane, the runway path for the airplane landing and taking off the Atlanta airport, and it gets very busy, but it's quiet today. And so I said, let me come out here while I can, do what I want to do out here while I can, and talk about this. Because I remember saying when this administration first started, and remember now, all of this is for entertainment purposes only. Uh, I do remember saying that I said Diaper Don's trying to shut down the airports, and because one of the first things he did when he came in, remember, he fired those 2,000 FAA workers for the airports, and then called himself that they hired new ones, and I said nope, he's trying to shut the airports down. And here we got airlines being cut back now. And welcome. Please give that thumbs up when you come in and say where you're from. But I said when he first got in, I said he's trying to shut the airports down. He's trying to cripple this country. And here we go. We got flights that are now being cut back. Every day it's supposed to be cut back up until the 10%. And then I heard today that they're trying to cut it back up to 20%. And then I've heard that they're trying to actually, rumors of shutting some of the airports down. And with this is a benevolent space. So welcome to benevolence. And thank you for joining. Please give that thumbs up and just enjoy the chit chat today. So, and another clue to that I said that he's trying to shut the airports down is remember when Elon came on one time and said that you don't need to travel anywhere to go on vacation. There's plenty to do right here in the United States, plenty of places to go vacation to. That was a clue right there that they're literally trying to shut this airport down. And he's trying to do everything he can to get people riled up. Hey there, Moodstone, magical souls. Welcome. Because he's trying to stay in office. He's trying to break this system so that he can stay in office. If he can get it to where he can get military out on the streets, then he can declare martial law and so forth, and there's no elections. And he's already seen an example of that. If he's not out there being malicious, that because we just had some elections, and every single election it was a Democrat that won. And to me, this is proof that the reason that he said back in 2020, when he was trying to call it that it was that there was cheating and so forth. I think what they did in this past election for when to get him back in for his second term, I think in 2020 they tried something and it didn't work, and that's how come he kept, and everybody else kept saying, no, there's evidence, it's coming out, and it never did. I think it just didn't work, and this time it did, and that's why it was just a sweeping red wave the way that it did. But it wasn't true because now, it wasn't true. However, there still is a large number of people still voting in this way because they still have not seen, and it still is yet to come. But I will say this, that table leg that I see breaking, I see the beginning of all of that now. Everything that I've seen that of like chaos, that I'm trying to get clarity on it. I believe all of that is really here in the United States is going to begin now. We're going to begin seeing it now. They've cut food assistance, they've cut housing assistance, they've cut medical assistance, they're cutting the education. The first department he closed was the Department of Education. You need to really think about these things that are going on right now and as to why he is doing it. I've said from the beginning, they're trying to get black people out on the streets so that, for protesting or whatever, thinking that it's going to be black people that are upset when food stamps was cut, when housing was cut, and all this other kind of stuff. And they're seeing the opposite. And I will say this, I will give you another example of when we talk about planetary alignments and how things align themselves and repeat themselves. There are zero that they do you remember back in the 1920s when it was the depression back then? Okay, if you can look it up yourself, and I always encourage anybody to go out there and look for things yourself, research things yourself. But remember, during the Harlem Renaissance, when black people were doing great, the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, when they burnt all of those cities down, these black towns down, that was all during the Depression time. Black people were doing just fine on their own. And here we're seeing that again. So, repeating itself, and it's not working. So, but what you can do if you want to participate, because I suggest to, and I've said it from the beginning, black folks, stay at home, stay out of this system. And just think about it. This system, this society, America, it was created, established, all of the way that things are within the departments and the culture here, it was created by white people. They intentionally kept black people out of this. And with that being said, this is a white people's problem, and white people need to solve it. You do not need to be, as a black person, out there protesting and so forth. But what you can do, there is an economic protest coming up, because hitting them in their pocket, money talks, okay? Like they say, money talks, bullshit walks. So you can, on November 25th to December 2nd, there is an economic blackout. No shopping, no spending money out there. If you don't have to celebrate Thanksgiving, then don't give them your money. It is a one day to do all of that spending money on food and everything just to sit down for one meal. If you don't want to do it, do not be swayed by forced camaraderie. You don't have to participate in it. If you don't have to participate in Christmas, I mean, I know that that's a time that's everybody has their own opinions about it. But to be forced to go out there and spend money simply because somebody says this is the time to do it, you don't have to if you do not want to. Do not fall into the persuasion of forced camaraderie. Okay? If you can participate, and some people are going so far as to, if you don't even have to go to work, November 25th to December 2nd, then don't. If you're able to, then don't. Just hit them in their pocket where um, their focus truly is, because we can clearly see that this is all about the rich and the poor. They're really trying to eliminate the middle class, but it is our workforce, it is our tax dollars, it is our participating within society that keeps this country going in a benevolent way. Okay, of course. Now, I will also say this when it comes down to ICE. The and remember, all of this is for entertainment purposes only. I am sharing my opinion. Now, I will say this is a way to test as to it's not about really and truly immigration, because they are literally snatching people up in unmarked cars. They are masked. They have weapons, high-powered weapons they're carrying, and breaking people's car windows, dragging people out, arresting them at daycares, grocery stores, just churches, just your everyday normal places of being. And these are not criminals. And as an example, as to say that um, it's not benevolence behind it, because they are snatching people without any paperwork, without any we're looking for, and they give a name. They're not doing any of that. They're just snatching them simply by the color of their skin. Now, how many white people are out there scared that they're going to be snatched up? Because remember, there are people, if you're here in the United States, anybody that's from Germany, Switzerland, the UK, France, Australia, any of those places, and then there's many more. You have white skin. Are you concerned that ICE is going to roll up on you and snatch you out your car, snatch you off the street and so forth? No, they're simply going and grabbing people of color, plain and simple. And it is now coming out that more and more U.S. citizens are being grabbed simply by grabbing them off the street. And the FBI has even came out and said that some of those people that have that are being snatched up, they are not of their law enforcement. So they admitted that they know that there are people out there in unmarked cars that they are wearing. You can go to any surplus store, you can order off of Amazon, you can order military or police um, the uniforms and the garb that they wear, and mask your face up, get your weapons, because of course anybody here in the United States can buy weapons the way that they do. You can literally put together a ghost gun. um you can literally put together a ghost gun by ordering the parts, the pieces that, if you need to order, let's say a spring or whatever is bad on your weapon and you need to order a new one. Okay, there's no type of ID that's required behind that. There's no checks behind that. It's simply a part that you're ordering to replace on your current weapon that you may have. And people have gone so far as to put together a ghost gun because there is nothing original about uh, the pieces that they're putting together. You know what I'm saying? They order all the pieces and they form their own weapons. There you go. So there is that right there is showing that anybody here in the United States can purchase a gun and use it in the way that they choose to use it. And it's not for the purpose of only hunting and so forth. There was just a woman that was shot through the door. She was at the wrong address, that she was coming to go work, to clean the person's house. I guess it was her first time there. And for whatever reason, um, the instead of the homeowner just answering the door, they shot through the door and claimed that they thought it was a break-in or whatever. Is this what the mailman is now to expect? Is this what delivery drivers are now to expect? That people are going to think that you're breaking into their home when they're coming to provide a service to you? I mean, I know that there are people out there that are malicious and so forth, but that's not everyday life. It shouldn't be anyway. So, what else is happening? Have you guys been paying attention to Three Eye Atlas? There's been movement with that. Now, remember now, from the beginning, I have said, if it's not alien, which, who knows if it is or isn't because of this recent activity. But I do say I'm leaning way more towards it being the blue Kachina. Because in the Hopi Indian prophecy, the blue Kachina is the ninth sign. The eight of the nine signs have already come to pass, and now this is what the blue Kachina is the ninth sign that has yet to come to pass, and they say that it is the sign of the purification is to begin. The purification to begin. All right. And it's in the blue Kachina is the dancing blue star that everyone will be able to see. Now, if this is the blue Kachina, if Three Eye Atlas is the blue Kachina, because it is glowing blue, and even if you have not seen it yet with your own eyes through up in the sky, because I don't believe that it is visible yet as of yet, because and on the 29th it'll be closest to the sun, to the earth on November 29th. And maybe it'll be visible at that time. So, but even if you're not able to see it, but just for the fact that you're able to see it through the internet, through social media, that there within itself says that it's a way of everybody around the world will be able to see the dancing blue star in the sky, the blue star that dances across the sky. So, now, also within that Hopi Indian prophecy, and you can look this up yourself. Listen to there's two really good long videos of the Hopi Indian prophecy being spoke about by the messengers, and one of them is back in the 1970s, and it's on YouTube, and the other one was in the 90s, a conference, a 2-day conference that he gave in Vegas in 95, I believe it was. So, but you can hear from the messenger himself, Thomas Bynum. Now he's passed, and I know that the Hopi Indians don't like the name spoken of a person that has passed, but the Hopi Indian story keeper, prophecy keeper, says that there will be 3 people that would be the the destructors, the purificators. Number 1, it says that the man in the red hat. Okay, we know that there's a man in the red hat up there. It says the man with the X symbol who is an innovator. Okay, we know that there's Elon has an X symbol of the X, and he's an innovator. Okay, that's person number 2. And person number 3, it says that this will be the person that will carry the symbol of the sun. Now, I'm still confused with that, because I initially am thinking that, okay, it's could have possibly been Charlie Kirk, been the third person. However, I don't know if he literally carries the symbol of the sun on the emblems or anything like that. Now, the symbol of the sun, when they go with the prophecy, it speaks of how remember when Japan dropped the bomb on Pearl Harbor? Well, that was the symbol of the sun. Okay, and they said that the symbol of the sun would shake us twice. Okay, the first time was Pearl Harbor that shook us, and then there will be a second time. The symbol of the X, which is Hitler, it said that the symbol of the X would shake us. These doggone ladybugs. The symbol of the X shook us the first time with Hitler and so forth, and they said that it'll shake us again a second time. So now we're just waiting for the second symbol of the shaking of the sun, with whom that would be. Now, it also in that prophecy spoke of the gourd of ashes. The gourd of ashes is what we sent over to Japan and to other lands. And it speaks of the gourd of ashes that was dropped on other lands, it would then be dropped upon us. Okay, so there's a lot within that prophecy within itself that you should look into, determine for yourself what you feel is truth or not. But when you have 8 of the 9 signs that have already come to pass, and then this is possibly the 9th sign being the blue kachina, that would state that the purification has begun. And within that, hey Miss Risa, and within that, it says that you should stock up on the number 4. Okay, and I have been speaking about people stocking up for a while now, to where I've been sounding like I'm a little bit on the Lulu side. I've been saying stock up, because they say stock up on the number 4. 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years. Okay, at this point, what's going on around here, I choose 4 years just to be on the safe side. And what could that consist of? Rice. This is on the food side of dry goods, canned goods, jarred goods, the things that are not perishable, that can sustain shelf life. Learning how to cook more from scratch, because I am sure that people are getting a bit of a shock from our comfort zone that we have been in for a long, long time. And there is a lot of ready-to-made foods that are in the stores. A lot of, yes, thank you for that one, Miss Pebbles. Miss Lisa has experienced that horrible hurricane in Jamaica. And last time we were on, we were sending love and moving that storm to the left, trying to move it away from Jamaica. And we haven't heard from Miss Lisa. Well, then again, I also haven't been on. So hopefully if anybody hears from Miss Lisa, if you catch this later, please put a comment in the down in the comment afterwards, so that we all know that you are good. Whether you have electricity, what is the state, because those images are horrible. And I've been sending love and light your way. And that's, hey, the card that we pulled, that Miss Lisa asked for, when we pulled the cards, it was seeds. We pulled it from the Green Witch deck, which is a nature deck. This one right here, the Green Witch Oracle deck. And the card that came up was seeds. And I kind of like froze a little bit, because I didn't like the way that didn't sound good. That's like, and then she responded new beginnings, and I'm like, yeah, that is new beginnings. So yeah, but how far are we going to begin? That's the part. So sending love to all. And here's the interesting thing about it, and I had to correct myself, because this is something I've experienced before. When it came down to sending love and everything in Jamaica, being as Miss Lisa was the person that I knew in Jamaica, it was literally Miss Lisa and the people that she said stayed with her were my only focus. And I had to correct myself, because it's I noticed that I did that when my aunt was in the hospital one time, and I went to go visit her, and I was giving her healing energy. And I knew I was in a hospital. I knew there was other people in the hospital, but it never really dawned on me that my energy, healing energy that I was giving to her, being as my focus was just her, when I was leaving out of the hospital each time, I was so drained. My head was hurting so bad. And it wasn't until much, much later I was like, duh, there was other people there. Duh, you were not focusing on protecting your energy, and everybody was just draining you. So it's not that I was not thinking about anybody else in Jamaica. I was just thinking about our lovely Miss Lisa. So there you go. It just shows the human side of us, the way that we are. And anybody, if you want a card, I know I'm just jib jabbing away. If you want a card, just let me know. I should be shuffling. But yeah, just talking about, my heart. Yeah, I hope she's okay. Um, uh, what was I talking about beforehand? With the three eye atlas. Oh, okay. When I said, remember I said, let's talk about the three eye atlas. Now, it is um, a, it's glowing blue. It has done, it's, does not have a tail like another comet. Those who are not paying attention to it, well, let's focus on not worry. Let's focus on provision. The universe fully supports us in every area of our lives. We send love, we send calm, we send peace. Okay, let's pick a card for Miss Lisa. There we go. See, there we go. Miss Lisa, Miss Lisa. We've requested a card for Miss Lisa. Universe, let's have a card for Miss Lisa today. And remember, too, everybody has a soul contract path to walk. All of us do. So, and in these dark times are times of new beginnings and light and growth, because we always grow in our hard times, not our plush cushy times. It's our hard times that push us, do they not? It is our hard times that we have our growth and we gain our most strength. So with that being said, Seraphim, thank you. That one's falling out right there. It says, Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, release perfectionism. Release perfectionism. Release and let go. Allow the universe to handle what the universe does best. Yeah? Release perfectionism. Thank you for that. Is that since the storm? I seen on Wednesday. Okay. So was on Wednesday, was this with Miss oh geez, Tea Time with Tanya? Was that on last Wednesday? Because I think Miss Lisa's okay. Phew. So good. Okay, she's good. That means she has electricity. That means she's good. Yay. Thank you, universe. Thank you for being with our Miss Lisa. Yes, thank you, community, for keeping an eye on everybody. Thank you, community, for being there for everyone. For I know that in the times that when I was gone and I had my, was going through the dark, the heartache from my losing my daughter and the grief that came along with it and the pain, I felt you guys. I felt the support. I felt the love. I felt, and one of the things that, because I said I was going to talk about it, because I don't want to be in that energy, because it was so hard, and no, do I want to get down in that. It's a hard. It's losing the daughter is hard, but that's neither here nor there. But one of the things that I did in that time, because I noticed that the pain, the grief began to go into my body itself, and I began to feel it in my joints, and I was aching and so forth, and I released that by having Epsom salt soaks. So I got foot tub, a basin to be able to put my feet in, and I put a generous amount of Epsom salt with some really, really warm water that I could, that I could be able to withstand. And that really helped. Because it got to where my feet began to swell, my toes began to swell. There was just so much pain and energy that was becoming stuck in there. And I never had really felt that before, to my knowledge, that I could remember, but that did help. So anybody who is going through some hard times and need to help release energy in your body because you're feeling stuck, because remember, you are mostly water, in addition to drinking our beloved water, keeping yourself hydrated, and how we're supposed to be like flowing water. If you notice water on the side of riverbeds or the lake or whatever, water that's stagnant and it doesn't move, it becomes kind of icky and, stuff grows, and nature does what it does. And with us as human beings, and we're mostly water, if we don't have the movement and so forth, there's an analogy that can give you that is what's happening within our body. So with me doing the Epsom salt soak that I did, it really released a lot of that energy, and it helped. So little tidbit, something that I found in the darkness, something that I found in a hard time. You can always find that light. Um, yes. Okay, good, good. Oh, during the storm, my goodness. Whew, whew. Yeah, that was yeah. So, anyway, um, and then I also have a new way of seeing things when it comes down to trust, uh, learning to, because I notice with me and how I am, and the more and more that I've been opening and growing and so forth, I talk about what I see all the time, and it's not always accepted by others. It scares some people. Some people think I'm the devil, which is so funny to me. Um, and but the truth of the matter is, when it comes down to people not trusting, like like things that I may say or question it and so forth, the truth of the matter is people don't trust themselves. And that's why they question another divinity, another source of intuition, because they're not acknowledging it within themselves. They don't trust themselves. So when you begin to trust yourself and acknowledge that which you are, acknowledge that what comes to you, because you have thoughts all the time, you have feelings all the time. And when you can realize that that is really your true guidance, and when you hear somebody else speaks of something, no matter what it may be, um, then you can like check within yourself and get that verification. It's like, what does my spirit say about that? What does my guidance say about that? Is that something that I should be paying attention to? Anything along those lines, because you are guidance, you are divinity, you have everything you need right now in its fullest and in its entirety. You have, whenever you see something and you question, was that true? Was that a real vision? Remember, intuition will always come with a feeling. Like you may see something, but it's like, you may see something that a situation is to come, but you know what that visual was about, or you feel what that visual was about. That's confirmation, and what you saw was real. A dream that you may have had, and even though you're seeing the dream, you feel it or know it or understand it. That's your confirmation as to what you received was true. What you are feeling or knowing or thinking about is correct, and you can trust it and know. Because one thing about it, the universe, I don't care how challenging life has been, the universe has never, ever, ever dropped you off on the side of the road and said, walk from here. You are always gaining in everything in your life, through knowledge, through experience, through people. You, like, I love who I am. I speak of that all the time. There isn't one thing that created me of who I am today. It's not just one experience. I've had many teachers in life. You've had many teachers in life. Your school teachers, your friends, your childhood buddy, your work boss or co-worker. Every experience that you have had in life, whether it's good or bad, and it came from other people, those other people were your teachers. Those other people were your fulfillment in the soul contract agreement that you guys made. before incarnating here on this earth. Like you and I, yes, you and I. We made an agreement way back when. Do you remember? Well, if you don't, just stick around and something will resonate. We made agreements and we're here together, you and I, supporting each other, encouraging each other, and reminding each other who we are and where we're headed and what's really happening, what's really worth getting upset over. You've heard of the term pick your battles, choose your battles. What's really worth getting upset about? Because in truth, we learn about everything. Yes, Miss Andrea. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, I am so glad everybody has been so patient with me, and the times that I'm able to come on, I've had to work a lot lately. Things are what they are, but within all of everything, I am grateful for the provision is always there no matter what. Even if it's somebody walking by with a smile and making you feel good. Yes. Like, I can remember one time, I was in Chicago. I had moved to Chicago. That's where my ex was from. And when he had gotten out the military, we went back to to Chicago, where he was from. Ah, can I tell you, I hated Chicago with a passion. I was like, there are more rude people here. Nobody's happy. Everybody got a frown on their face. It was just like, I didn't like it. And I remember the day I had somebody who was polite to me and smiled. And I had to acknowledge them. I had been there 6 months. And I told that person, I said, I've been here for 6 months, and you are the first person that was kind to me. And I want to say thank you. That's how important just a smile and a kind moment could be. Okay, yes. That because and for whatever reason that Miss Pebble said, "Hey everybody, it's me." Yes, when that call went out, the call went out for Miss Pebbles, and here she showed up. The call went out for Miss Lisa. We got the message. Miss Lisa's okay. Community, family, yes. And you know what? Another thing in this time that is happening in this country, that with all these services and so forth that are being taken away from people, and they're awakening and realizing truth of what is really is, in these dark times, there is a community that is being created amongst everybody without them really realizing it. People are coming together. Like, I saw this one thing. You know how you have those little community book libraries? They're just on the corner, and you can open up, you can take a book, replace a book, give a book, take a book. It's free. Um, so this one lady, she put a sign up saying the books will return when I forget what returns. I forget what it was on the rest of the note. But she took out all the books and she replaced it with pantry items, canned goods, top ramen, flour, different things. Um, didn't know who you were talking to. That's an example of be careful who you talk to, because you may be entertaining angels and you just don't know it. And there was an example of an angel being entertained and you didn't even know it. Benevolence all around, everybody. So, like I was saying, you can do your part. I was telling somebody at work, I was talking to, and they were kind of like standing behind the way that the world is. What can I do about it? I don't, what can I do? And I was like, oh please, everything she was saying, I was like, oh please, you can. Have you ever helped a homeless person out? It comes from your heart, absolutely. And I said to her, have you ever fed a homeless person? And then she was like, I tried to. And I said, exactly. You can do things if you choose to. It's all a matter of choice. And, and I spoke earlier when I said that this country, it was created and established, the system and the way that everything is within the government and the things that they've the way that this country is, it was created by white people in that way. And when I say that, I'm not racist. I really am not. I am a person that has experienced racism, and therefore I know it when I see it, and I can call it out what it is. It's either you're kind or you're not. It's very simple. But anyway, and that's why I say black people stay home, because this system was created by white people and white people need to fix it. And when I was speaking to this person along those lines, I was like saying, you to sit up there and say there's nothing you can do about it. No, I try to be kind to people. I try to treat people with kindness, but yet this same individual, you can listen to her lingo and see that, okay, you spoke directly from your heart. Like, for example, this is an example. This individual was telling me about how her son, who is preschool, kindergarten, little like that, just loves this little girl in class. Just loves the braids in her hair and how her hair is done, and he just loves her. And and then her response was, when you love who you love. I was good up until that statement. Oh, okay, thank you for showing me exactly who you are. Same individual, another one of her children gets into an accident, and it was a kind of a train accident. You know how it's like one car hits another. It was one of those type of accidents. And the first response was that got hit by an illegal alien. How do you know? They had driver's license, insurance, and all that kind of stuff, but you just want to go straight there. Would it have been better if it was, let's say, I don't know, Diaper Don that hit him? Would you then have been happy? Would it have been like, okay then? No, you spoke from your heart. And I can give another example about the individual. You can literally listen to people and the things that they say. This speaks from their heart and whom they truly are. Now, with all of that example being given, I don't want you to think that I'm like beating up on somebody. If a person truly, truly believes in the words that they are saying of how there's nothing they can do and they always try to treat people with kindness, did you do anything when it came down to, let's say, civil rights movements? Let's say you're watching something being done. What are you doing? Because the truth speaks for itself, how this No King's Day march that it is a struggle, and I'm going to remind me in case I drift off it, because I'm just talking, because I'm also having an issue with that, and I will tell. We are lightening our heart. We're going to try it, and then so I want to address that because I'm having the same issues. I'm really trying to have balance in this, because I know how much of a kind person I am. I know how much. What the heck? Neighbors got a bobcat going down their driveway. What are they getting ready to do? And I call myself coming out here because this is the peace and quiet, because there's no airplanes. So, oh Lord, I hope this isn't too noisy. If it becomes too noisy, just let me know, everybody. Get back to my train of thought. So, what was I saying? Oh, there's no King's Day thing. Good. There's no King's Day thing. So, okay, everybody was out there. Not people of color. And there was no law enforcement that, that right there is a telltale sign. How is it that thousands of white people were able to get out there in the streets and law enforcement did nothing? Okay, but it was totally different. Now, one thing that they did do, which I was very, very pleased with, or it's like, okay, that was good planning. And then I thought this was the only good planning as far as being united and getting a message across was that they were not out there after sundown. They left the streets before the sun began to go down. Okay, that means any bad actors that they would have had implanted into the crowd would not have been able to do anything under the guise of being dark, and then blame it on, see, they're radicals, see, they can't even be peaceful. Okay, but the other thing too, it was I felt like the little King's Day March was just a valve release for people to get out there and and then at the end of the day, oh, they felt better. Okay, yes, because there was no demands. It was just, okay, yeah, we don't want no kings or anything like that here in this country. That is true, but there was no demands upon anything. So, and this is all my opinion now. All my opinion, because of course this is all for entertainment purposes, right? Valentino said, I don't like that noise, I'm out of here. Now, what I say that I'm struggling with is, because I'm a kind person, because I'm a helpful person, because I'm a healing person, I'm always sending healing energy to somebody. And I want to do a healing, tell you about a healing energy that I was been doing with myself. I was going to save it for tomorrow, but I think this is a good one to do today. But lost my train of thought again, looking at that bulldozer. What was I saying? The balance of what's going on today. Because the racism is coming out so much, how do you balance a hateful heart with a kind heart? How do you balance being kind and loving and knowing that that person, you can feel the darts hitting you? And then it's like, I don't want to intentionally send harmful energy to them, because we are human. I know I am, and I'm human. I'm not AI. I know I be wanting to snatch somebody bald-headed. I mean, just no hair left. Just making me upset. But that's not the energy I want to sit in, if you know what I mean. I'd rather be loving. I'd rather be in a benevolent time. However, we know that you just have to love harder. Work on yourself. We know that we're coming into a time of change. We know that we know that when energies are dying off, they fight to stay alive. We know that we're going to a higher vibration, and therefore the lower energies are fighting to stay hanging on there. I'll give you an example, using myself as an example. When I, through my time of grief, I noticed that just guilt. I was I got to the point to where I began to feel guilty for feeling better. Like, no, it's not that I'm not loving you anymore. I got to go on with life. And I had to get over that. It was okay to get better. My daughter was showing me, she kept putting up words saying, get better. She kept putting up words saying, calm down. I was like so out of myself, and I was feeling guilty. And then in this is how the universe will work. In that time, I saw a chart, and you've seen these charts before, to where it shows fear and anger and all of that as the lowest, and love and peace and calm as the highest, and there's all these different emotions in between. When I saw that guilt was on a lower part of the lower scale, it was No, I don't want to be there. Yes, I need to get out of that. Meaning, I did not need to feel guilty about getting better, about myself healing itself, my love wanting to be more bright, my shining my light. I felt like I couldn't talk. I felt like I was so low. It was a really hard. Anyway, learning to identify your current emotions then can help you raise your vibration. And even if you can't get to that top vibration, find a word in there in that chart that you can reach. Like, I don't want to call anybody out, but saying that finding the feeling of love that has been expressed on here, that they didn't know what the feeling of love felt like. And it took that being said to bring the awareness to me of, oh, okay, reminding me that not everybody thinks like you do. And so within that is the understanding of, all right, when I came to the understanding of, all right, do you know how to feel joy? Do you know how to feel laughter? Do you know how to feel peace? Do you know how to feel gratitude? Do you know how to feel thankful? Do you know how to find a memory that made you feel good? In those moments, go to those times, okay? And within that is bringing your vibration higher, working to bring your vibration higher. And you know what? Whoever is saying free Palestine, absolutely free Palestine. But guess what? Nothing in this moment of doing that, what you're doing right here and now, is going to change anything, is going to change this energy within this place. Oh, I guess I got disconnected there for a second. Um, I hope I'm back. I just saw, yes, I'm back. I guess I got froze there for a second. Because nothing within that energy of repeating that, trying to get me off topic, trying to trigger me. Because when I went off that last time, when I was coming on here just to, even when I was still in so much pain, I still came on here to share, to let everybody know what I was going through. And somebody came on here and was doing what they were doing. I just got triggered. I recognized that later, and I recognized the individual who has been on here before, repeating and trying, like asking the questions and everything. Thank you, Ladybug. Um, the things that, but you should, because it's your energy. But you, and if anybody knows how to block them, because I'm not going to go there. Because within all of that, I can still stand on who I am. I can still send the love. I can still, I'm in support of Palestine. I'm in support of people being free. I'm in support of everybody being able to choose to live their life in the most benevolent way, heading towards the age of Aquarius. Right? That's where we are. I do not support Israel in anything that they're doing. I do not support somebody who is Jewish. There's a reason behind that. The true Jews are in Ethiopia, out of Africa. The 12 tribes of the Israelites, they came out of Africa. They are black. That's why the Ethiopian Bible is the true Bible. It is the original before the Westerners came over, or whatever you want to call them. The colonizers came and assumed that religion and changed the books out and so forth, changed the complexion of Jesus and so forth, and made it the religion that they did for the purpose of power and control, making people forget the true identity of who you are. And then that's all they are, is trolls. But you know what? Through what I do, maybe there's a soul contract there to reach them, to help them remember. Because remember, in truth, it is the darkest times, the darkest individuals that help bring us light. When we see a homeless person, a hungry person, somebody in need, it is through their need, through their hurt, through whatever, that a person can come along and say, how can I help you? What is it that you need? How may I be of assistance to you to help you through these times? At least that's the way I would like to live in life. And I thank the hard times because they make me who I am today. And realizing through that last time how I got triggered, that's all it was. I recognized what happened to me and then I dismissed it. Oh, somebody triggered me when I was in a weakened state. But guess what? I'm back. I am who I am, and I will continue to be who I am. And through every challenge, I will continue to get stronger in who I am and share to you all that I can do to help you, to bring light unto you. So I don't know what words I've said today that may help you in the struggle, in this energy that is going on from um, just all around us. If you are aware what is happening, oh, okay, you are, the energy, the earth is shifting, the vibration is awakening. That's all it is. Simplify it. Be the community, be that loving hand. If you can, when you grow, thank you for the love. When you grocery shop, if you can get one additional item for your neighbor, for a food bank, maybe for a daycare center, maybe you can go to, say again, did you bring it in? Okay, thank you. It's my son. um, Maybe you can go to your local elementary school and give some school supplies to the classroom, because the students have to be able to supply, you know, their school supplies. And they're, with these times changing, people being out of work and everything like that, you can come together as a community. Even though Diaper Don and his cronies are all trying to break this country down just so it's for their benefit, he's bringing community together. He's letting you know that there is something that you can do through this healthcare stuff that they're doing. They're literally trying to get people to sign up with private health care, saying, oh, the subsidies have gone away, so the Affordable Care Act, literally the premiums are tripling, quadrupling, and it's unaffordable. Excuse me. But if you go over to private insurance, you may be able to get it cheaper. They're trying to scare people, fear people into doing the things that they want. You know, they're fearing people about, oh no, the airports are being shut down, flights are being cut back. Did you need to travel? Did you need to go somewhere? But remember now, we spoke about this from the beginning. I said it in the beginning. He's trying to shut the airports down. I got getting all these ladybugs on me. Is that a great sign? All these ladybugs. um, Trying to install fear. Don't let it get to you. Who are you today? Can you look around you and say, okay, have car, will travel. There you go. And because you know what? For anybody's out there looking for a job, okay, here's an idea. Being as the airports are being slowed down the way that they are, rental cars are going to go up. Gas stations, you're going to be busy. So I just named two places that you can go to and look for a job should you need it. Because instead of flying people are going to be driving. You got the bus station, you got the train stations. It's not about, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do something so low. It's called survival and doing what you need to do to provide for you and your family. You need to have a roof over your head. You need to have food in your belly. You need to have clothes upon your back, staying healthy. Look around you. What do you have? Maybe you can work deals, because I know, remember when I said I saw all the way into 2050 of what it was like? And I said then that we lived more community like, and people bartered. There was more bartering going on. Okay, so what does that look like? How can you barter? It's not that you can go to the store and say, okay, can I exchange this, like maybe refund it, but that's not what I'm talking about. Maybe you have somebody that has enough food or whatever, but maybe you have a coffee maker that you don't use and they need one. Maybe you have something that you can give to somebody else in exchange. This How do you want your future to be? In the Hopi Indian prophecy, do you know they also said that that things would become free for all? It says that if you invent something, that it would be free for all. If I invent something, it would be free for all. Everything will be available for all. That's the society that I want to live in, not something that is someone who's trying to control everybody. Diaper Don and Mr. VD sat up there for Halloween and threw a Great Gatsby party. Is that not telling of the times? Great Gatsby back in the 1920s, the Roaring 20s, those that had it, but yet the Great Depression was going on. We don't have to live based upon somebody impoverishing you, whatever word you want to use. That's not benevolence. And I'm just saying, it's like, can you cook simple? Rice, pasta, some canned goods, start a garden, share, trade, support, kind words, get your candles, be prepared for. I jumped off of the Three-Eye Atlas. Be prepared for what is to come. Let me back up on that Three-Eye Atlas, because this is really, really, really odd. You know how we've been watching this thing since July 25th, I believe, sometime in July of this year. We've watched Three-Eye Atlas. It was the third one that came into our solar system, not outside where the normal comets and meteors are. Now, this one does not have the displays of a comet. It does not have a tail. It emits different metals and so forth. It's glowing blue. Now, within this watching, you tell me how another interstellar object, it's, what is the name of it? But it literally appeared 3 days ago in between Three-Eye Atlas and the Earth. Also with no comet, also its own, nothing is propelling its engine, its speed. Like a comet, this Three-Eye Atlas, it slowed down and it sped up. That's not, it even changed trajectories just slightly. But how is something we have been watching, literally something else appear right next to it, in between the Three-Eye Atlas and Earth? So there may be something, the last name is Boros. It's Boros. But it's something like 44. Look it up. It's enough to pay attention to. The stars, we are all written in the stars. Your birth date is your chart. You just need to pay attention to everything that is going on around you, and understanding that they're trying to control everything. Why would NASA not share what they know? That is our tax dollars paying for that. It should make you wonder what's going on up there. It should make you wonder what is it that you're trying to, um, because here was the thing. When Ukraine was asking for their weapons on this last time around when they were here, and Diaper Dawn responded with, no, we need our Patriot missiles. Bye, Miss Risa. See you next time. Um, we need our Patriot missiles. And I was wondering, why would you say something like that? And then, oh, et voila, Three Eye Atlas is doing what it's doing. And to know that, I'm getting all these ladybugs, and to know that um, the government already knows. There's a website. I was listening to Billy Carson. He's another one to Forbidden Knowledge. He's another one to listen to. It's just fabulous, fabulous information. But he was saying that there is a website. I should have had it already. Um, that literally says everything that the government already knows astrologically, all the way back in the 70s and everything, and they are fully aware of things that are happening in aliens, aircraft, and all that kind of stuff. So you just can't sit up there and just say we are the only ones here. I would like to think that the energy of immigration here on Earth is the energy that is preparing us for what is to come. My opinion, I could be wrong. What do I know? Hey, I'm just saying. So much, so much, so much. So before we go, um, the healing energy that I had been doing upon myself, and we can do it tomorrow too as well. What I did was I did it to myself as far as we have different dimension different dimensions, different parallels, different aspects of ourselves out there, multiple dimensions of ourselves. And I sent love and healing and the remembering the reasons to forgive. I sent energies and healing energy and love and awareness and awakening and kindness and to all the aspects of myself, as if it was like a spider web. Uh, it, Many aspects connected to me, that is me, to strengthen me to the all that I am. So that is something that you can do for you. Sit and send love and peace and calm and healing and forgiveness and the willingness to forgive and the understanding to forgive and the willingness to be whole, the understanding to be whole and complete to yourself, to all aspects of yourself, to every dimensional aspect of yourself, to every parallel aspect being of yourself. Send it to you. And remember, in doing that, you are also sending it to all that we are, because we all come from the same space, the same aspect, doing the generational healing, doing it through you, understanding that you are having this experience, this awareness, this journey for your benefit. Not to hurt you, not to harm you, but for your growth, for your awareness, for your awakening, for your being. Congratulate yourself for even today. Congratulate yourself for all that you do, for waking up today. Congratulate yourself. Talk to your body. Talk to your body as saying, you know what? I like it when my eyes, I love it when you show me what it is that I am to see. Thank you, eyes, for showing me that. Feet, I love how you just support me. I love it when you support me in the way that you do. Arms, oh, I love how strong you are. Now I lift things. I love it when you stay strong. Body, I love how healthy you are. I love how you just breathe naturally. I just love how The body functions naturally without me even have to instruct it. Thank you, body. I talk to my body. I let my body know what I appreciate about it. How can you appreciate you or anything if you don't let yourself know? Did you know that you appreciate yourself? Did your body know that it appreciates you? Do you say thank you, body, for being able to go to sleep? If you can find the reasons to find joy, I say to my body when I go to sleep at night, tonight I am going to rest, rejuvenate, revive, revitalize, renew, so that I wake up. When I wake up, I am rested, I am revived, I am renewed, I am rejuvenated. I am full of life and vitality. I am anew. I am youthful energy. I speak this upon myself. Speak it upon yourself. Find the joy. Find, even if it's just one thing, and start from there. And even if it means repeating it to yourself, just that one thing, and maybe tomorrow add one more. Start where you are, for you are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are benevolent. You are divinity. You are divinity. You have a body that was created to support divinity. Huh? You have a body that was created just for you. Divinity is infinity, is forever. And you have something that is housing your foreverness. You need to speak to what was created just for you. I am. Speak the I ams that I am. Very, very good. Speak the I am open. I am allowing. I am receiving. I am being. I am knowing. I am listening. I am understanding. I ask for understanding for each individual that I work with, because every individual is different than I am. That individual that I work with, that I am dealing with, that I socialize with, that I encounter, is all for my benefit, to all help me grow, to help me succeed, to help me awaken and become aware. So there's a lot to be thankful of, even in the times that you think that there's not, okay? So y'all know I can keep going on and on and on. I am really, really grateful that I have just spoken on the things that I have spoken about, for I've asked that what I speak about, I am guided, and that is what I was guided to speak about. So I say thank you, Seraphim in the angelic realm, for those are my guides. Seraphim in the angelic realm, I say thank you for the message that you assisted me with to give to everyone on here today. Thank you that I was not triggered. Thank you that I was able to address. Thank you that I was able to just be. Thank you for the awareness of allowing us to know that our family is okay, that they are safe, and you have provided for them just as we have asked for. We have asked that we are fully supported by the universe in every area of our lives. So I say thank you for that. And with that being said, I'm going to end it because I have some groceries to put away. So let's say it all together. I am love. I am light. I am all that I am. And so are you. So until the next time, you have the most benevolent day. Okay?